Hey everybody, my name is Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio. I'm going to do a really fun, quick card for you today. It's kind of different, but before I do that, there's two things I want to remind you of. First, there is free shipping on orders of $50 and up on Thursday, June 24th for 24 hours. It's at Mountain Time. So if you're on my email list, you'll be getting all of the reminders and the details for that. And the great thing is with the free shipping, that's from Stampin' Up! So you still get all of my thank you gifts. And at $40, I have in color jewels as my thank you gift for this month. And then at $50, you're part of my VIP video club. And then there's the rewards I give go up from there. So they go all the way up to $200, different rewards that you get. So make sure you're on my email list or head over to my website and you can check that out. And that's Thursday. Then that's the 24th. On the 26th, it's the last day that you can sign up for my online Summer Moments retreat. So for the retreat, we'll be making 12 cards. We are using 4 different bundles. You can substitute them, or you can get the full retreat pack, or you can get the choose 2. Just get the card supplies, whatever you want. But the retreat is July 16th. It starts that Friday and it goes through that weekend. But they're all videos, just kind of like you're watching today. And then you just follow along with me so that you'll have the video access for at least a year. So if you're busy that weekend, don't let that stop you from doing the joining us in the retreat. So here are some of the things that we'll be using. Again, all of these are on my YouTube channel, so you can go watch those when I do a class or a retreat or a try it class, any of that stuff. I don't ever put those on my public channel. So those are just special, or my VIP videos for my VIPers. So the first one we're going to use is Turtle Friends. So it's a punch bundle. And then we'll also be doing a lot of this fun little linen transfer or alcohol ink with a pearlized paper transfer. So that's going to be super fun. And that's one of the bundles that we'll be using. Then we'll be using the What's Cooking bundle. And again, you can go watch these on my channel. This is super fun. I tried to choose sets for this retreat that were all had summer themes to them. And then we're not using, don't look at the seahorse as beautiful as he is, that's not it, but we're using the diorama dies, and that's one of the things I'm going to use on today's card. And then we're going to use After the Storm, and then again, this has that alcohol ink transfer technique that we'll be doing. And then this is one of the other stamp sets that we'll use, After the Storm. So I'm going to use After the Storm today and the diorama dies. So simple card. It's kind of a sympathy-ish card. It could be a sympathy card. It could be if you have somebody just found out they had cancer, or they're going through a hard time, lost their job. This is the kind of card that you might want to send to them. So there's not a lot of bling on it. And sometimes I just like to have sympathy cards pre-made because they're not any fun to make. They're better to make when you don't know why you're making them, to just have one, have a few on hand when you need it for a bad occasion. But you could change the saying and make this into any kind of a masculine card as well. So we are going to use the clouds, and then I have stormy colors. So I have Balmy Blue, Misty Moonlight, and Smoky Slate. So let's start with our Misty Moonlight, because I'm going to do the largest cloud in the Misty Moonlight. This is a full quarter sheet of vanilla cardstock, and I have the large cloud. So for this, you kind of want to stamp off the edges a little bit, but once you stamp off, then remember, if you stamp it again full, it will have a line on it. So I just like to do it twice on these really dark colors. When I switch over to the lighter color in a second, I can do a little bit more. So just kind of, I'm not going to fill the bottom, but I want the rest of it to have some clouds. So got that. That's the large one. And then I'm going to switch to Balmy Blue, and we'll do the smaller cloud. And again, you want to stamp off. I'm kind of leaving a section down here that can stay a little bit white. And we're going to use all of this paper. So I want to fill it all up. I just do want it to kind of fade to light, like it's going down to the ground. So that's all we need to do for this part right now. Now for the clouds, and then we're going to take the diorama die And you can put these, it needs to go long ways on this card, but you can kind of swing it however you want. So I know I want my words over here in this white, in this part that's still vanilla. So I'm going to go with the way that's going to give me the largest section. So that's going to give me the best part for that. So this says, even the darkest night will pass and the sun will rise. So I'm going to keep this here so I know where to put it. It doesn't have to be perfect or exact or anything. And it's in a different place than my other one is, just because the way the card is. It's kind of hard to see that right now. This moonlight does dry a little bit lighter, so it will lighten up. Now we're going to take, this is going to be done in a couple of different stages because I'm going to do some sponging with the blending brushes, and I'm not going to do it all at once. So stick this in here. The nice thing about this die, it's really hard for it to go speed bump, which is nice because it has a nice little tip there at the top. So it's one of the ones that you can line up straight and you don't have to twist your cardstock. So I got that. And we're going to use it again. So I'm just going to leave that there. Get your scrap paper. So we're done with this one almost. And then this, I'm going to take my smoky slate and add the storm effect. So I have a blending brush, and I want to make sure I especially get the edges, and it's kind of good anyways to start off. So I'm going to start off and kind of pull it on. And again, I'm going to try to not cover up my words. So just kind of spin it around, get that off there. It doesn't take a whole lot. You do want it to get to be a different color though than the vanilla. So you need to have enough ink on it that it's changed the color. So once you have it or you think it looks stormy enough, that's pretty good. We don't have any big blotches. Anytime you can and you start off and you pull it on, it's not going to do that blotchy thing that sometimes you can get with a blending brush. And I like the last time I used mine to kind of make sure that it's all the way out, because I use my blending brushes. This is a gray brown one, you can kind of see, but look, it's empty now. So no matter what gray brown I go to next time, it's clean. And I'll show you a little bit better on the blue one because it's that's a darker color. So I'm going to take the balmy blue. And I don't want a lot of this. I just kind of want it more towards the center where it's starting to maybe lighten up. So this is a little trickier. You don't get as much ink on here if you don't want the blotchies. And I'm just going to kind of add that. So we have a little bit of blue sky coming into the middle. And again, you can see lots of shades of blue on my brush, and just take it over here, and before you put it back in your cup or wherever you store them at, just make sure it's clean, and then this can always be your blue brush. So I have a green one, a pink one, orange one, and that way I can use them all and I don't have to wash them out because I stay in that color family. So let's put this back over here now. Now I'm going to take one of the diorama dies are layering. We're not going to really layer them on this because now I want this tiny one, and I put that really close. So you just want to get this so it will cut out and have all the words, and I didn't do a very good job on this one. My other one was much more centered, so we're going to have to kind of swivel this around until I might have to get a different size. There, we got it. Now always remember your die is taking up some of the space, so you can have a little bit of your stuff covered up. It's going to give me a really, really thin line down there, but it's not going to cut that out. And if it is, they're going to puzzle back together, so you'll still read it. We're not losing any of the paper on this one. So pull that one through. Next, when you do it like my first card and put it more up towards the top. But my white was just a little further down on this one than the other. So we have that. And then I'm going to take this, just because I want it to have a little bit different texture. So this is one of our texture folders. I don't remember the name. It's from last year. It's in the In Good Taste Suite. It was from that one. The birds are all outside my window again. So it's going to sound like I'm Snow White. You can probably hear them. it's cool enough today that we can have the windows open. I'm a real fan of having open windows. And we go in Indiana summer, we go from pleasant to deathly hot from one day to the next in the summer. So when I can have my windows open and I'm home, I love to do that. So now we just have to mount this together. So I found the easiest way was to put this one on first. Now you want there to be levels. So for this one, first go around your edges and put your dimensionals. You could use the, this one I almost did, but I don't have very much of it and I have a lot of dimensionals right now. So that's kind of how I made my decision. I like to save the strips, the sticky strips, for when I'm doing a shaker card. Because it's one of those things that I forget to order. And when you make shaker cards and you make one and then you film it, then you've made two, and it takes a lot of the sticky strip, and then I'm out and then I just forget to order it. So now I'm double stacking these. So this is gonna put it a little bit higher. And you would have to double stack your sticky strip, which is part of the reason that, again, I went with dimensionals, because it would take that much, because not only were you gonna double stack it, and you have to remember when you're doing this to take those backs off, because they won't stick to themselves and then your card will fall apart. Now we are going to triple stack it. And that's what's gonna give us that fun diorama feel. Get all those off. I have one more to do. I have dimensional backs everywhere now. So if you're doing the retreat and you're watching this, make sure you have lots of dimensionals on hand, because we will be using the dioramas, and to get as much lift, you could even do one more up. So then start over here on the edge of your card and hold this part up and just do one at a time. So once I have this in that corner, then I can kind of see. I was trying to show you and I didn't want my hand in the way. But don't press down until you know it's where you want it. So put this in the corner and then let that kind of fall. And see, now we have that great dimension. If we only had one, it wouldn't be as high. And if we only had two, it still wouldn't be as high, because we're gonna put 3 levels in here. Now for this, I found it was easiest to put my adhesive in here. And I'm using seal, so if I got it wrong the first time, I would be able to lift it up. But it's kind of hard to lift up when you've got all this on the outside. And then just puzzle this back together. And again, kind of don't drop it until you know it's where you want to go. And you can see I have a little bit of the E, where I missed it on that die, but it'll puzzle right back into this. And now I'm gonna take this. And for this, I'm gonna put just one dimensional, because I want it to be different than this, but I don't want it to be as high as our outside border. For this, I'm gonna make sure that rise lines up. So we have that. And then depending on the occasion, it could be done just like this. Again, I didn't wanna put, if it's somebody, you know, it just depends on the occasion. If somebody's coming out of cancer treatment, you might put some of the fun little clear epoxies. Like you could put some of these on it and kind of lighten it up. So it kind of just depends on the occasion. I'm not a huge fan of a bunch of ribbons, a bunch of glitter, a bunch of glimmer on Sympathy cards, but I did take my Stella. And again, you know, depending on what the occasion is, you might not want to use it, but I just brushed a little bit of the, just ever so slightly, the Stella over the top of my words. So it has just enough that they kind of shine there a little bit, but it's very, very subtle. Here's the one where my words are more in a better place. So super easy, fun, and now I have 2 cards ready for an occasion that I might not want to have to make a card. It's easier to just pull one out from your stash, and whoever you're giving it to knows it was made with love when you made it, but it's for me easier at least to make them before I need them. So this is one of those cards. Again, it's one of the featured featured stamp sets at my retreat, and all of that information is on my website or in my email. And if you go to my website, then you can join my email. Have a great day. Bye.